listening to Isa Podcast.
Fistful of Pixels. I like that.
Did your wife watch the film?
She sure did. We watched it right together.
Did you guys like it?
I really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Hey guys, once again back at it for the third time here at the Philadelphia Independent Film Festival. And I just saw an amazing film. My next guest is on here. So the film that I just saw was called Ragdoll, and it was actually really powerful. There was a bit of a twist in there, I guess. Not really a twist, but there's something that I did not expect in the film, and I really enjoyed that part. But I just enjoyed the film as a whole. And my guest is actually the lead actress in this film, and her name is Shannon Murray. So thank you, Shannon, for taking the time and sitting here with me.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I know you were so busy. I'm sure you were I was talking with Sean here, and then every 10 steps, people were like, "Oh my God," And I see that over there behind my laptop, somebody's got a row of.
There's some hardware over here.
Yeah. So, what do you got over there?
We were blessed with the Best Director, Best Supporting for Dot Marie Jones, and I got some hardware for Best Actress in a feature.
That is amazing. So, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Well deserved. I mean, that film was. I love the way it was shot.
Yeah. A lot of that is Bailey's eye, our director. He has a very distinct way of shooting that he's used a lot in his other features. The reflections he's really big on, and getting into that headspace of the actor or the character. Yeah,
I mean, I immediately get into the headspace of your character in the opening shot. Mm-hmm. I mean, right away. For me, I did right away. It was like, okay, I know what this is about. It's you already immediately have a determined look on your face. Mm-hmm. I don't know what she's determined about, but she is. So something's
coming.
There's a goal in mind that she has, and she's going to achieve something. I don't know what it is, but something's coming. Mm-hmm. That was a really cool scene. The opening shot with the guy coming towards you as well.
Yeah, because I feel like, especially as a woman, and I'm sure maybe as men, you guys get that experience too, especially at dark out. It was dawn when we shot that, but there's a guy coming at you, doesn't necessarily look like a runner, could be threatening, so you're just like, you kind of puff up a little bit, like what's gonna happen, and then you just give that runner's nod. You're like, all right,
yeah,
we're all good.
You're doing it too. All right, buddy, good for you. You're out here early like me. Crack at dawn. Yep. Now Ragdoll, obviously you played a female MMA fighter, obviously, and obviously you were definitely tossed around.
Like a ragdoll. Right,
exactly. Literally,
yes.
Quite literally. But I mean, there's obviously, you did your own stunts.
I did, yeah. I had actually, I wanted to do my own stunts. I wanted it to be as real as possible, feel everything. So also just so everyone could see. I didn't want any stunt doubles or anything. I just wanted everyone to feel and really see that this character was getting beat. And I would even ask the girls, like, no, like, hit me, really, like, kind of come at me. It's like we hit each other when we spar. We don't go all out, but you still get hit. So It's like, come on, give it to me.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. Let's come.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's so. You have a background in jiu-jitsu?
I did.
I know we spoke a little bit last night, and you definitely mentioned gymnastics.
I did gymnastics. I did karate and kung fu when I was younger, and then as I got older, I found Muay Thai, which I loved. My brothers were mat wrestlers, so I was their wrestling dummy for a while. So I got they put me in a hold and was like, all right, now get out of it. And it's like, so I became a very good defensive fighter.
Right.
And then I was on the wrestling team for a brief stint because I just wanted to give it a try.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I learned not necessarily jiu-jitsu, because we didn't have jiu-jitsu gyms where I'm from Lower Delaware, so we didn't really have that kind of stuff yet. I mean, now it's bigger. You can find a jiu-jitsu gym within like half hour. But I mean, my town just got a regular gym like 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah, we're a little behind.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. So, but my love for this film was, it was originally a boxing script, and I wanted to make it a Muay Thai film because I still think that, I mean, MMA is bringing Muay Thai to light, but I feel like people still don't really understand like the traditions and everything
It's
of
dangerous.
Muay Thai. It's
Elbows are nasty.
Yeah,
They
or
are
a knee to the face.
They are the like your blades, like the human blade. Like that's what cuts you open.
Yeah,
Like, that's a dangerous thing, and I love. I know that we just kind of just started talking about actual fighting now, but still, it's elbows are really nasty because it's a trick of. Oh, you're going to punch him. Nope. It's rolling over, and here comes an elbow to crack you in the face.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the guy's name, but there's a dude in Myanmar, King DeLuke, I think. Look him up on Instagram. My God, he's dangerous. My God, to watch his headbutts, to watch his elbows, to watch his knees. And he doesn't, it's so funny because you can look at him and be like,
right.
He's not, he's not jacked. He's not, doesn't matter. This guy will destroy people.
I mean, look at the last fight with Amanda Nunez and Cyborg. When they got to the edge of the ring, I said, oh, shit. Like, Cyborg looks good. She's cut. She's hefty. Like, she looked like she was in shape. Amanda Nunez, in my opinion, was looking a little soft. And it does not matter. Does not matter at all. She has so much power, and she delivered it in that fight. But there's some of these girls you see in these amateur fights, and you're like, all right, okay. And then they come back with a spinning elbow. And you're like, oh, well. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
got it
it.
with the spinning back fist. Like there's been those moves that catch people too. But yeah, Muay Thai is a very good it's hardcore. I mean, especially if you're in like where Thais are doing it. Those guys are all out.
And they're so fast.
And it's like 100% all the time.
Yeah.
So if you get hit with it, oh well, they don't really worry about concussions too much. Like we're starting to worry about here, which is good.
Yeah, it is. We were actually watching a boxing fight last night, and they stopped it where I know in years previous they probably would not have stopped it.
That's good.
They were like, he needs to defend himself, and he wasn't. He took a really big hit to the face because his eye was so swollen. He probably didn't see it. So they were like, all right, that's it. You're done. But he wasn't knocked down.
Yeah.
He was just like, no, that's it.
Probably in the 80s, they would have kept that. Go ahead, keep
go
going.
ahead, keep on. Yeah.
You're good, right? Yeah, I can keep fighting. As long as the fighter's like, yeah, I can keep fighting. No, I'm glad that we have these professional. I mean, that's not that they weren't professional before, but I think now that the technology and the knowledge that we've gotten from concussions in sports and all the different kinds of sports through soccer. I mean, even the guys heading the ball, it's just a soccer ball. Yeah, well, head the ball 100 times during practice, during a game. After a while, that's like me coming up to you and just smacking you on the top of the head every once in a while. Yeah. You want me to do that? No, it's annoying. But, you know what I mean? It's like getting hit in the head's not cool. It's not, it's definitely not cool, kids. But no, it's not, it's something that people, I hear it all the time on, Joe Rogan's a big proponent of this. He talks it like when fighters are like, yeah, we spar, we go full on. And he's like, why are you going full on as far as striking is concerned? Like, why? Stop punching yourselves in the head during training. You don't have to go 100% with strikes to still get the benefit of being able to be a champion.
Yeah. I knew a guy.
Rolling, you can go 100%.
Yeah, rolling and stuff, sure. And it's like in practicing your holds and stuff. There was one guy, he was such a heavy hitter, but he would be in the gym hitting this bag and putting in work. And you're just like, man, he's hitting it hard. But then he developed arthritis, and he had to stop because he was hitting it so much, so hard, developed arthritis in his hands and his elbows. And it's like, well, you don't have to go that hard all the time.
Yeah, you're trying to kill a bag.
Yeah, it's just a bag. We're not in a fight where you're going to win some money.
Yeah. Yeah, so some people I don't think know how to dial it back.
But it's just when someone says action, it's just a heightened level that they go to.
The record button can be very evil.
Yeah.
I know this for the fact of working on music, and it's like sometimes when you forgot to hit record, that's a nightmare too. You're like, oh my God, that was such a good take, and you missed it. Yeah. What the hell's wrong with you? So that's a nice noob mistake. But for some reason, I'm a bass player, and I'd be playing a song, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to record it. What? I just played it 10 times, like basically perfect.
Right.
I'm really screwing it up now. It's like you lose the zone. If you do it too much, sometimes you lose the zone, and it depends on the person. But for some reason, you hit that record button, everything changes.
Yes.
You're no longer in the alpha state that you were to be focused and ready, because you now know that there's this cursed red button going, and now everything's working. Okay, now I have to really play perfect or do the scene perfect or not freak out and twist your boobs.
Yeah, it's a strange one.
But yeah, like, at least my mistakes don't cause physical harm or potential permanent damage. These mistakes that you're doing on set, especially with these type of stunts, I mean, God, you can really get broken if you know what you're doing, you know how to roll and fall, you know how to do break falls and stuff like that. But yet, if the person that you're with is the one that's screwing up, they're the ones who are hurting you because you're not expecting that, and so that's what can be very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
So I find that very commendable to you by choosing to do all of your all of your own stunts, especially in this film.
And we had a really good fight choreographer, a coordinator and choreographer, Martin Wheeler, and he was there as often as he could be, and he helped us to really hone in on movie fighting, which was new for me. So, because like sometimes when I watch the film, I'm like, man, why is my guard so low? And I'm like, oh yeah, because they have to see my face. Or I was like, why am I spread so wide? Oh yeah, because I have to go wide when I throw. And I was like,
that's funny.
But like when I'm watching myself, I'm like, why am I not tighter? Why are my hands not up?
Right.
And I was like, what was I thinking? And I was like, oh wait, I was told not. There's certain things that you have to be aware of because it's different. And then like the knees look great on film, but when I was throwing the knees in the cage on the girl who gouged my eye, my knees were like way out here, and I'm like it's normally it's tight. Yeah. And then I had to be like, whoosh, whoosh, and it just felt odd, but it looked really good on camera.
Exactly. The angle, the way they shot it, that's what it is. It's I never realized how far away somebody or the angles that people were actually at when they were doing fight scenes.
Yeah.
Like they're not even like generally the fist is thrown so far away from your face, but it doesn't look like that. And then with the wonders of sound effects, you add the sound effect. I mean, shit, especially the sound effects.
Sell anything.
You guys had in there for the fucking tendons and shit.
Yeah.
Cracking. Like I like how you got that. It was like the rope, tension rope. Like the way a rope sounds when it's being real taut. And being pulled. It's beyond its limit, which is exactly what was happening.
Right.
But I like that because my wife had a cringing moment. She was like, she went like that. There was people behind me that were like, oh my God. I mean, the movie got some amazing reactions. Like just hearing like, oh my God. Like I heard I can't remember what scene it was, but she was just like, oh my God. Like this woman behind me was just genuinely like, oh my God. And then there was the scene where the first sort of confrontation where you're on the steps drinking the soda, and the other cleaning lady comes over, and she basically is trying to pick a fight with you, and you're like, come on, you want to go? And her friend behind me goes, oh, come on, pop. She's going. Come on, she got a popper. Like, I'm like, yes, I love hearing that, because it's great, to hear the films, all the other films that I've seen here. I love to hear the reactions, and that I'm like, for some reason, I feel like there's a weight off my shoulders. I'm like, I didn't have any involvement in making this film, but for some reason, by hearing people actually react like they should, I know that gives you guys a sense of like, okay, we did do it right. Yeah. I know I felt like we did it right, and that's why we submitted the film. But I'm sure you probably guys came into it a little still unsure because you still need to have that initial like, okay, what's going to be the audience reaction?
And we've been traveling it around to different states, and the audience reaction's different in each city that we've been to. And I sat in the far back, so I didn't get all the reactions behind me. Right. And I was getting nervous. I was like, no one's laughing. No, what's happening? But then all of a sudden you got these roars of laughing, like, oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
It was like, okay. We're doing good. Philly likes us.
Exactly. And we're this town can be known as sort of like the tough crowd, like for bands and stuff. Like bands are kind of almost like, these guys aren't even dancing. What the heck is going on here? Like this isn't the state for dancing, bro. Like yeah. We're head shakers, we're boppers, that's what, and sometimes we're just starers, but we're actually really just enjoying.
You're in it, but.
Why do you think we bought the ticket, dude? We're here for you. I'm sorry that I'm not showing, like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm sorry I don't show it physically.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So.
I did love showing it here when I was sitting in the audience. I was like, because I think some people don't understand the toughness I tried to add to Nora, because it's a very, like, her relationship with her mother, I felt, you know, like, is very strong. Like how I talk to her and how she talks with curse words and stuff. I feel like some states aren't used to that, but I felt Philly will understand this. Philly will understand that, like, toughness that this relationship has.
Yes,
which is cool.
Yeah, no, you guys had a very good dynamic, I think, in the film. She was funny.
She's hilarious.
I couldn't place. I'm just like, I know I've seen her and stuff before, and I've always liked her characters, just the way she plays her character all the time, and it's she definitely had a really. I'm trying to think of the right wording here, but it was just her cadence and her delivery really is what I'm trying to say is what really just made you laugh. It wasn't necessarily a joke. It was just like the way she would say things in the moment that was happening. I think everybody had a great dynamic in the film. Like everyone that you were in a scene with, especially, you could see that it was genuine. You know, nothing different. Didn't seem any. You know,
like someone was off or like.
No. Like I said, the film is really well done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had really good casting, and Bailey did really good at selecting.
The audio, the mixing and stuff was great. And just like I said, the way the scenes were shot, the way some of the cut scenes were. The one cut scene that sticks out in my mind just because I really liked it was the shot of the ground with the red ants.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, for me as a person, I was like, I don't really like that, you know. And it continued on because it was a quick, snap of the finger, it was gone, and then it still continued to the next scene. And I'm just kind of like, that was a really cool scene, just still thinking about like why I liked it,
right.
Reflecting back on it. So I'm sure that there's definitely. The people who were having those certain reactions, those were the scenes that they were like most tense about. And, I heard gasps.
Nice.
I heard, I was like, oh my God, I heard a real gasp. I haven't heard a gasp in a film in a theater in a long time. I always hear that, you go, yeah, get his ass. Like those kind of like in the horror movies are run. Right. I've heard those people before, but a genuine gasp and, more than 2 or 3 people chuckling. It was like people were laughing. They were really enjoying it. What would you say was I guess one of your biggest challenges making this film?
Well, I was also a producer on it, so the hardest thing was trying to find the funding, and then realizing this is probably just going to fall on my own shoulders, and if I want this made, I've got to buck up. So there were just a lot of sacrifices to be made, sharing my apartment with 2 other people, and it's a 1-bedroom apartment. We got bunk beds and, just trying to live as cheaply as possible to give any money made just went right towards the film. And so just trying to save and put up for the film, and then also producing while acting. My team did a really good job of trying to you're just focus on acting. But it's still you have your worries because it's low budget. So a lot of these are friends' favors. So you're like, all right, well, what do you guys need? Oh, we need stuntmen. I got a guy. Let me call a guy. And they're like, just do your thing. It's like, no, we're not paying for that. Like, I got a guy. Let me call a guy. So it's like, we have no money.
That's a Philly saying. I got a guy.
Yeah, I got a guy. So it was always just like making sure everyone was okay. Everyone had what they needed. My mom had come out to help me with catering and craft service, and she's also a nurse, so it was good to have her on standby.
Nice.
So yeah,
that's a plus.
Yeah, she took off to be around if anything was needed, and so but also helping her with prepping food and getting stuff to set. So it was all like was averaging like 3-4 hours of sleep a night, which I didn't mind because it helped with the character of like her headspace and her look and everything. She's supposed to be a little worn down and tired, so it worked.
And you definitely did very well. And I think it sounds like you were worn down and tired.
Yes.
So I mean that to me, I don't want to say that Hollywood big budget films phone it in, but sometimes they do. You don't have to comment on that, but for me as a person who watches movies and stuff, I just feel the power that independent film has is it's like a pure raw space. Like you're working so hard to get this film done. You are literally losing sleep. You are putting blood, sweat, and tears into this shit. You're sacrificing your fucking personal space.
Yeah.
It's a fucking what? 1-bedroom apartment. You're bunk bedding. You're not in college. You're not 17 anymore. And you're just like, what the fuck am I doing? And then that emotion, I think, directly, and that amount of work directly reflects into your ultimate finished piece. I just think there's a lot more emotion and I guess more of a sense of accomplishment to your passion. I don't know. Is that?
Yeah, I felt like it went hand in hand. I think it all helped. I think all of my worries and stress and sacrifices, I think it pays off. I think the universe feels it and they're like, hey, okay, let's get this thing out there. Because there's times where I was like, what am I doing? Is this worth it? Is this going to, how is this going to help? Can I get this accomplished in time? Because everything's a timeline, like festival season, getting it done before festival season, getting, there's the next step. We hope to take it to the Spirit Awards. So now qualifying for the Spirit Awards, and like, there's always like these levels and you're just like, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? And then you have moments like here at the film festival where it's so well received. You get an award. You're like, okay. It's doing good, on the right path. I think it's the universe. It senses that. And it's like, all right, let's get you guys, let's get you help. Let's push you along. And especially now, like with social media, I feel like every day I'm putting in work because you have to. You have to keep building your network, keep building your audience, posts, make your posts interesting, all that stuff. So it's like you're constantly, every day is the film.
Yeah.
And, artwork for the poster, that's a
great
idea.
poster. I like that.
Thank you.
It's cool.
I'm trying to figure out a second one, just in case whoever our distributor ends up being, if they need another one, we've got one on. Here you go. If you don't like this one, here's this one. And I've also been, we were talking, we noticed on Netflix now movies have a few different posters just on Netflix.
Yeah.
Which is,
they'll switch it up.
Crazy. Yeah. Which is kind of annoying sometimes. I know what I'm looking for, and then I miss it because I'm looking for the red poster with the shield or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
right.
It's a blue with a moon, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Damn it.
No, I know. It's pretty funny. Some of them they don't change. Like Parks and Rec, they never change. You're like, or they have like two for Parks and Rec. There's like two different ones, but I think some of the Netflix shows, they'll actually have like multiple posters, and I think it's per season. They'll change it maybe. They're just probably like, people's attention span now with artwork is probably the same with like watching a video on Instagram for only a minute, because you can't watch anything past a minute because you're like, all right, man, it's just God, I gotta go. Kind of, nobody has the attention span. So how do you think technology has affected the way we view and produce content?
I think I'm still learning because
that's a constant evolution.
Yeah, and the way the industry's going as far as like distribution, like now, it's not the same. Like you don't necessarily get a small theatrical release and then it goes onto all the platforms. Now it's like you could just go to Hulu direct, or you could just are released on iTunes, or you're released on Hulu, Amazon, and on demand. Like there's all these different things. It's like, okay, so what is the thing that we want? Like, what are we hoping for? And I don't know, there's just all these different platforms and ways to take your film. I'm learning every time I talk to someone. I'm learning something new and how it all works.
Yeah, it's all like, you got to get your hashtags right and set them up right, and you're like, don't go over too many. You got to use this amount, or you're just like, oh my God, these rules.
Yeah, the Instagram's been really cool for this film for me because it's like I can our hashtags get to be fun and stuff I'm interested in. So it's like MMA, BJJ, Muay Thai, female MMA.
Those are big ones.
Yeah, so
and then you'll get
yeah, you get likes,
yes.
and then it connects you to other gyms, other fighters, other like-minded people that this is their audience. So I'm just like, I'd go through a wormhole and I go usually until it doesn't let me go anymore. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll quit now. And it's like, I just go and I'm liking people's fight videos and just like pictures and just keep going through. And then I'll end up in different countries liking different things. And it's just that part I think is cool, just the connection. And we've been going around to these film festivals. I'll try to, so like next is Vero Beach, Florida. So now I'll look up gyms in Vero Beach, Florida, and fighters down there and start liking their page. And then when I get down there, hopefully get to meet them and be like, hey, I follow you. They're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you're Ragdoll. So
No, and that's awesome. It's a great way to build a community and to build a following and to be able to network and connect with people. It definitely is great, especially the last when I I had Orion, the guy I was telling you about. You're now following him.
I am
of course.
following him.
I put it up and I did the promotion and I was like, all right, come on, I got to think of some good hashtags. Well, like simple BJJ, blah blah blah. And the amount I would follow the statistics or the stats or the analytics. I'm
yeah.
sorry, statistics. The analytics on who and where was really looking at. And it was all Sao Paulo, Brazil, because of course it's
BJJ.
BJJ. They're so it was like almost at like 2,000 views. Like it was going up so fast because it was just like these guys were watching him and the way he is, he's definitely a character, and I know he is gonna be in Bellator or UFC or something like that. He said he really wants to actually go overseas and fight like in China and stuff like that. That's what he really wants. I was like,
Okay.
damn. I was like, because some of that shit ain't sanctioned, so you're gonna be fighting a 250-pound guy, and you're 180. Okay, and they don't really stop fights. They like breaking thing, and he's kind of, I think he's kind of excited for a legit like kumite or something. Like I think he really wants to,
That's pretty cool.
Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport.
Bloodsport.
I was like, dude, just do me a favor. If you do a kumite, you have to learn the fucking split ball punch because that's my favorite move.
Yeah.
And you have to do the reaction, the slow-mo, with the sweat and shit flying off. That's such a great movie. Do you have a favorite martial art movie?
That's hard. I mean, Bloodsport, we watched so much as a kid because we had VHS, so you had like 5 VHS that you just watch over and over and over again. We watched a lot of Bruce Lee films.
Yes, Enter the Dragon, of course.
A lot of Enter the Dragon. God, I don't know. I have 2 older brothers. So that's what I'm referring to when I say we. We were big Jean-Claude Van Damme fans, big Bruce Lee films. And then it's not martial arts, but we loved any action films. So like we loved Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Commando.
Yeah.
Commando still, I love that. If that's on, I'm like, I don't care where it's on in the movie. It could be the beginning, the very end, the middle. It's staying on.
Yeah.
It's Commando.
Yeah, and of course Rocky and all this.
Yeah,
staple.
That's exactly how I was. It was all about. I loved martial arts. I loved kung fu.
Wait, Big Trouble in Little China. That would probably be the one.
Yes. Jack Burton, right? That was his character. Oh my God, that was a great movie because I got it. I had no idea. Never saw a preview for it. Never saw the poster for it. I guess I saw the cover of the VHS when I got it, and I was like, he's in China. Big Trouble in Little China. There's a mystical guy. Okay, I don't really know what this is, so I threw it in, and I think he's gonna be an ass kicker. He's gonna learn like this is what I thought because that's what I was really into, and I was like, okay, Kurt Russell, okay, cool. He's gonna kick some ass, and then it turned into be like this weird like paranormally sci-fi-ish type movie, and you're like, wait, what? And he's not even really kicking ass too much. He has to have a gun because he can't even really fight, in the movie.
Truck driver.
But like he's got his fucking sidekick that's just like kicking ass throughout the whole thing. Oh my God, that's an amazing movie. I really like that. That's a great. And the Karate Kid was like, I think the Karate Kid might have been the one that got me into karate just because I was like, oh my God, the crane kick, and I never was bullied like Daniel was, but like for some reason I was just like, yeah, I feel like I'm weak like him. So I might want to learn how to defend myself, and I should have kept going with it, but I stopped unfortunately at my orange belt. So I didn't go very far in karate, and then of course later on in life I just skateboarded most of the time, and then I broke my wrist, and now I want to start doing jiu-jitsu, and it's just like now I'm conscious about my wrist because it doesn't take much for you to I will tap you very easily, and so if people like he's good, but if you get that wrist, he's done, dude. You just like squeeze it like that, and he's done. He's crying like I got a screw in there, something like that.
Oh,
so.
Dang. Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, makes it hard to be dexterous on the base. But what do you have in store for what's your next? What do you have
For ragdoll or just in life general?
No, I mean, I'm sure that ragdoll's not the end, right?
Oh, well, I hope not.
Are you looking to write your own film, or is it you just want to focus on acting at the moment?
I have a couple of script ideas that I would like to have the time to put down on paper. I've already started one feature. I just need to finish, and then I have one in mind that I would like to do. My main focus has just been ragdoll and taking care of this, and then also trying to focus on acting. I just got a new agent, and she just got me 5 auditions this week. So I have to put them on. Yeah, luckily things are on tape these days. So tomorrow I'll be putting everything on tape. And you know how it is. I'm not a very well-known actor, but Dante and Stephanie are, and I need to try to book more things that will help with distribution. So my goal is to try to get more acting work to help push Ragdoll forward, and also my acting career forward. And then we'll get into more of the creative stuff when the time allows and brain space allows for all that fun stuff. So.
Do you see any directing
debuts
what? Later in the future down the road?
I always thought once my acting was off and running, I would, dabble more in directing. And being at these film festivals, it's made me kind of get that itch a little bit more. I'm like,
there you go. That's awesome.
I want to direct my own stuff. So
there's
we'll
inspiration for you right there.
Yeah,
that's good. I'm glad that you can come here and walk away with more inspiration, and maybe that'll actually. You never know. If you didn't come, you might not have. Something might not have. The old butterfly effect might not have. You might not have gotten an idea out of it.
And it's really it's a big movement that's going on. It was just kind of like a weird thing that still needs to evolve. Festivals really want female directors, which is awesome. They're demanding for female directors, so that's great. However, I wrote a few of those festivals because they didn't want our film, and I'm like, our art director's female, our producing team's female, I'm female, makeup, hair, scripts, like everyone's female except for our, director, sound guy, a few other key players, but it was just like, so you still don't want our film. It has to be a female director. And it's like, you guys should really broaden your scope of what female is and what the important roles on a film set are, because the director is a very important role, but there are also many other important roles as well.
You should have told them that your director identifies as female. And what are they going to do? Hey, excuse me, he identifies, she identifies as Sarah. So Sarah, our director, did this. They'd be like, you know what, you got us.
Yeah. Well, we should just say he doesn't identify as anything. He's not male nor female. So what do you got?
He doesn't identify as a gender. He's just him.
Human.
He's
just Bailey.
He's Bailey. Yeah. He's human. Bailey.
Exactly.
Well, that's awesome, and I really appreciate you taking the time to sit here, and because I know you probably I know you have probably a dinner to get to, and probably more friends and family to chat with and see, and I don't know if you're going to be sticking around to see any more films, but again, congratulations on winning these awards, and you really did an amazing job. Seriously, there was times I was like, oh, that's what I love.
I still do that when I watch it, and I've lived through it and watched it like a trillion times now, and I still cringe.
I know there's sound effects. I know it's a movie. It's make believe. You're not. You guys aren't really. That's not a real life scenario that's happening. But yet, there's a switch that just happens where your brain's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
This is all fake, but you fell for it,
mm-hmm.
and that's when you know a movie's good. If a movie makes you cry, gasps, laughs, goosebumps, or like you get up, you're like you were leaning back, and now you're like, oh shit, the scene. Like there's been movies where I was just like I was gripping the couch like, oh man. Ever seen Running Scared?
No, I don't think I
think
have.
Jim Caviezel was in it. Holy shit, that is a ride of your life. You love action movies?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Running Scared. Okay.
I think I was right. Jim Caviezel.
Okay.
But I was literally like this. Oh, okay. Okay.
The third episode of Game of Thrones, I had to walk around the house.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't watch Game
Oh,
of Thrones.
jeez.
I'm so sorry.
I gotta go. There's dinner waiting.
Here we go. And the podcast is over. I totally insulted her. But no, like John Wick's.
I love John Wick. I'm so excited for the next
He's doing
one.
jujitsu and close quarter fucking small handgun jujitsu
Yeah.
combo. What is happening? And then you learn that Keanu Reeves actually can do that shit. Like he runs through those military drills like he's really military. You know? Oh, that's method right there.
Yeah.
And that's an amazing thing. So I am looking forward to see you in the future doing amazing things.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So keep on doing that. That's awesome. And
I will do. Thank you for having me.
yeah, we'll definitely got to keep in touch. I'd love help you guys promote whatever.
Okay.
And keep an eye out, guys, for Ragdoll. It's a sad thing that you missed it because you weren't here at the fucking film festival, and we don't know when it's gonna be out featured, but I'm sure they'll have a release and
maybe early next year or so.
yeah. See, yeah, definitely keep an eye out for me sharing that stuff because I think everybody will enjoy watching this film.
Cool.
So awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you again, Shannon. We're out.